September 25th, the new Fox Tuesday kicks off with New Girl's new season. Then welcome Ben and Kate.
Stay away from my sister before you find out what 6 years of Krav Maga feels like. Well, like year and a half plus like 4 years on and off I was traveling.
Followed by another all-new New Girl.
What am I looking at here?
Pure, unadulterated friendship.
And the Mindy Project.
Can't believe you're tattling.
Tattling is when a little girl does it, okay? When a hot woman does it, it's called whistleblowing.
The new Fox Tuesday, premieres September 25th on Fox.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Miriam Gonzalez and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's LA Complex After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's LA Complex After Show.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another exciting after show for the LA Complex. This is season 2, episode 9, Help Wanted. I'm on a sugar high right now, just so you get ready. I think we all are on a sugar high. They bought new candy for us. Anyway, I'm your host, Emile Ennis Jr., and I'm joined here with my co-host,
Kelly, Miriam.
Bamm Ericsen. He was like,
And if you guys want to tweet, as always, Kelly has her phone with her, so you can tweet her at Kellie 079 or at AfterBuzz TV, and we will be happy to live tweet with you guys. So we had another great episode. They never fell. Like we always say, this isn't one of the most underrated series on television, but it's a great series regardless. So let's start with Connor and Charlotte.
It keeps getting better, to say the least.
Yeah.
And this storyline, I was a little nervous, and in my predictions last week, I was very wrong on how this was going to go down. I thought that she was like part of the investigator's office who was going to come and like try to snoop him out to get him to admit to burning his house down, but we find out that she really is his sister.
Do you fully trust her now, though? I still don't fully trust her.
negative.
She got a DNA test.
But
that can be manipulated.
But
how would have you seen Days of Our Lives?
Well, you know, she is part of the Church of Cyanetics, so.
But I think it would be. It's obvious for me. I don't quite trust her. So of course, if you're up to something, you would want to initiate. Oh, absolutely. Let's go take this test because she wanted to do it and then he didn't. And so like maybe who he got the results from, maybe like they tweaked it or something. There's still something that I don't quite understand about this girl.
Well, the part that I don't understand is if she hasn't seen him since she was a baby, because apparently she's younger than him.
Which means she never saw him.
Right. How did she know that that's her brother? Like, how does she know that that's...
Except for when she was in the office for the investigation or whatever. It was like a police station and they gave her the photo saying, this is him.
And then she said the mom never talked about him or anything.
Yeah, but how...
I think that just because... This is how I kind of interpreted it. Just because the mother didn't talk to her specifically about it doesn't mean that she didn't hear or know about him. Right. And so we find out deeper into the episode that the mother wound up committing suicide. She didn't just die; she committed suicide,
right? And
it was because of him. So how would Charlotte know that it was because of him that she killed herself? And so I think that, it's like when you hear someone crying in the background, or like in a movie. I was watching a movie the other day and it was like, well, I hear you crying all the time. Doesn't mean that I'm crying in front of you, but it still can be heard, especially when little kids are running around in the house.
Well, we find out she obviously has an ulterior motive because she wants to get him to join her church. I mean, that's as soon as he's all set that, yes, 100% you're my sister, yay, I have family, boom, this is what I want to do. So that already is, if there's more than one of her ulterior motives. She wants him to join her.
What bothered me, though, was what you just said when she turned it around and said that the mother committed suicide because of him, because she basically put that guilt back on him where he's getting into this depressed mode. And then she talked about the cyanetics thing. So it's like, like you said, did the mother really know, or did she know that the mother really committed suicide? Because I find that I don't believe her. I don't trust her. I just don't.
And then also remember when Raquel and Connor was at the across the street from the Chinese Theater in Los Angeles when they were having that scene before they went to go get takeout from Mr. Chow.
Right.
You remember?
Because Mr. Chow delivered.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Remember, that's a Chinese food place here in Los Angeles. But remember...
That does not deliver.
That it does not deliver, and it's expensive. But remember when the lady was outside
Yes.
soliciting? And so now those same type... Now, it wasn't mentioned that it was a Scientology, but we saw it through the closed captions. So that's how we knew that it was Scientology. So again, he was being solicited when he and Raquel was together back a couple episodes ago, and now it's again. So it's kind of like one of those things like, okay, well, what's going on?
But remember, he was actually a little bit interested.
Yeah, he was interested, and he's very easily manipulated, as we can see. But I was telling Miriam and Kelly right before the show, I was saying how at first I thought that the girl was the same blonde girl who handed him the pamphlet on the street. But then they're like, no, it's somebody different. So apparently I think all white people look the same. But
There we go, stereotyping again.
At first, I thought it was the same girl, and then I realized...
Did he just say what?
Clearly, all white people don't look the same, and all black people don't look the same.
Well, in Los Angeles, it's a strong possibility. You know, if you turn the blondes all around, they look the same from behind. So yeah,
Yes.
it's possible.
But I remember because that girl who was on the street she had strong features, and I remember I think her eyes are blue and this girl's eyes are brown. So I don't think it's the same girl. But I did initially think that was the same girl when the cyanetics thing came into play. And I still want to go back and watch the episode. So if anybody remembers, just if you know off the top of your head, prove me wrong.
I'm just happy for Connor. He has the family that he desires, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it was obvious in the last episode that it doesn't matter to him how he has that family feeling. I mean, he was willing to attach himself to Jennifer and to Eric, not even being blood related to them, just so he could have that family feel. So now that he has Charlotte in his life, I just feel that like this is good for him.
It's so naive though, because I wouldn't do it if I just got on this brand new series and I'm making this good money now, and then this random person comes out of nowhere. And yes, we took a DNA test. I feel like it's too. It just doesn't seem right. Something's not right about it.
The Scientology part of it.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know.
It
seems sketchy.
What also doesn't sound right about it is when she was first introduced last episode, when she was giving pictures of him saying this is him, and then she goes out and then she's standing outside of the complex. That seems very sketchy to me.
Well, if she had a private investigator say, hey, I'm looking for my brother, and he says, okay, we found him, this is him, that's the only, if we were trying to take the logical reason that...
Isn't there other ways that you can go and...
So did he change his name?
No.
Because if he didn't change his name, he's an actor on a television show.
Thank you.
Why would she need a private investigator? If you know his name, that's what makes it weird for me. Is how does she know that? That's why I thought maybe he changed his name. Because why do you need all of that? If you're looking for me, my name is the same, and I'm a personality and posters everywhere on television. I'm not that hard to find. So you know what I mean? Like it's just that's what seemed a little crazy to me. Was unless he changed his name and maybe he has a stage name. But do we know that? I don't know.
I don't think so. And let's also be real. This is LA Complex. This is TV drama.
It's complex.
Right. Something is going to happen, and we're gonna soon find out. Is she real? Is she not? Is she fake?
She's not. She's fake.
Yeah. Because I mean, if she's pushing cyanetics on the corner of Hollywood and Highland, and there's a big poster of his face at the corner, what do you need a private investigator for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just saying. But guys, you want to know what you think? If you could please go to iTunes, and each week we ask the same thing, but really it's just a genuine please. Go to iTunes. It really helps us out. And what you can do is when you go to iTunes, I'm going to give you instructions this time for those who don't know how to do it. You go to iTunes and you search for AFTERBUZZ TV. And then when you go to AFTERBUZZ TV, you look for the LA Complex after show or any of the other after shows you listen to, but I'm talking about LA Complex right now. So, so you go to the LA Complex after show, and when you click that, all you have to do is rate 5 stars, please. And then also leave a comment in the comment section, click subscribe, and download. And what that will do is that will help move us up in the rankings, but also help AFTERBUZZ get noticed overall in the iTunes podcast network. And the final thing is when you get done with that, there's a if you click to the right of, it's like a little arrow, click down the down arrow and click share. And then share it with your friends and family, and maybe they'll share it with other people and we'll go viral, blah, blah, blah. But if they don't necessarily like LA Complex or watch the show, we have plenty of other after shows for them to enjoy. And we have the fall lineup coming up very soon. So get ready for that and support the other hosts. Also, there's a podcast app, and it's on the App Store. If you download that, it will put all your podcasts into this neat little app, and you can do the same thing that you can do through iTunes. It just makes it more convenient for those who are on their mobile devices, iPad, iPhone, etc. And yes, that'll be great. And we really want to know, I want to know personally, especially about this Connor and Charlotte thing, if you can let us know what you think, if this is a real relationship or if something's fishy, because I think something's fishy. So join in the conversation with us, and also check us out on YouTube for those who watch YouTube too. So
yes, we don't forget about the YouTube people. And okay, Club LA Complex, yes, maybe she did start looking for him before the show aired, whatever. I still don't think it's 100% legit.
I agree, completely agree.
There was posters. They advertise way before the show comes on.
Some shows do, some shows don't.
They do somewhere, whether it be online or whatever. We know that they were advertising for this show. They walked around LA and showed us that they were.
Well,
so.
I mean, for her, and we'll move on for this, I guess, in a second, but for her, you have this whole sibling thing. You have a sibling. You don't know where they're at. He didn't go looking for her or for the situation. I don't think he knows how to do that. He seems kind of clueless in that regard. And so for her to kind of go looking for him after hearing about him, maybe not as much as she admits or wants, or
maybe she went looking for him because he was an actor.
Remember?
And has money.
Do you remember?
Sing, Michael. Remember when Abby was introduced to Connor and Charlotte? Did you see how when Abby was like, "Oh,
right,
yeah,
you guys don't really look alike,"
at all.
She immediately almost took her head off.
Wait,
yes.
Clue, ding, 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 ding.
Red flag.
Well, that's also clueless Abby.
But why did the sister get so defensive though?
Right, and although Abby is clueless, she actually made sense. She's like, "You don't look alike. Your hair's different. The eyes, like." She's a dingbat, but she had a good point, don't you think?
And right off the bat, they have different accents. I mean, you wouldn't think, so you're half siblings. I get it.
She lives in Boise.
Yeah, Boise, Idaho.
She lives in Boise, but she has a Canadian accent. Love it.
And speaking of like black people, and white people don't look like. If Ian and I said that we were brothers or something, you immediately look at us like, well, how can you two be brothers? You're like your daughter.
You have to be half brothers.
True.
Brothers from another mother.
Yeah.
We're talking about all these siblings, but we can't leave out our favorite siblings, Simon and Beth.
Oh, gosh.
So, I think we all are in agreement that we're ready for this storyline to go away.
I mean, I'm rooting for them. I am
Why?
rooting for them.
Please die.
No, I mean, the reason why I root for them, and I've said this in every show before this one, and I'll say it again tonight, is the fact that it is the LA complex. It is the experience of people coming out to Los Angeles and trying to make it in the industry. And this just shows another side of it. That's why I'm on their side. Yes, it gets a little on the cheesy side, but life sometimes isn't exactly all fabulous. It gets a little cheesy. So, all right, whatever.
No, it's getting a little bit better. It is starting to grow. I will give you that.
Yeah, she's getting naked.
But she's getting naked like every 5 minutes apparently. Like she's so easy. She's like Abby. It's she's the second little LA complex little slut.
Well, it's not that. And Simon made a good point when she dropped him off and was hesitant to drop him off at the callback for the science thing. And, the casting chick was like, hey, look, no, we're treating this like a school day. Drop them off. Come and pick them back up at 3. And Simon says to her, he's like, why don't you take time for yourself? Don't you need a break?
Doesn't mean you have to get naked
right.
every time you get a break.
Honey, if I were her, I'd be getting naked because she never gets it. She's around a 10-year-old all the time. And she says
But she does that to herself, though. This is the part that's frustrating. She does that to herself.
What is she going to do, leave him?
He has to go to school. At some point, he's 10. He's old enough to go to school.
Why isn't he in school?
Yeah, she's got to figure that out.
Because it's
LA is year-round schools.
But not every
Most of the districts are year-round schools. School is in session.
Okay, well, it's the summertime.
School is in session.
Okay, well maybe he's at
I'm
Glendale.
so confused. I never thought about that. Why isn't he in school?
Maybe he's in Glendale where I'm at. Glendale doesn't have year round, so maybe.
No, they're in Hollywood.
Yeah, they're in Hollywood.
Hollywood school is year round. They get like a couple weeks off, but he hasn't been to school. She's obviously can't register him because they're in trouble.
Oh wait.
So isn't that the whole thing?
She's a genius, so she's teaching him at home.
Well, because she memorized the dictionary.
homeschooling.
Right, she memorized the dictionary because
And
that was believable.
What was that chick doing studying her SATs living at the LA complex? I'm like, how old is this chick?
Right.
It's
And a
probably it's like
bathing
the
suit.
Oakwoods.
And a bathing suit, 2-piece.
Yes.
Like, what the hell?
It's furnished.
Yeah, it's like the Oakwoods. And if anybody is familiar with LA, it's these furnished apartments where all the actor kids and families come.
There's a documentary on it.
Yeah, when you're, Michelle Williams used to live there and she lived there by herself when her parents had to go back wherever they were. So a lot of younger actors do that. So, okay, I can understand that. But why is this kid not in school? Maybe because they're in trouble. They ran away. Her mother died. Doesn't know where the dad is. And, well, now she does, but.
Dad's been calling like crazy.
And she's not picking up.
My thing is, I think the thing that bothered me, which I told you guys earlier, is that in this episode, and we see it in these shows all the time in all these different comedies, the thing that bothers me, in this day and age, everybody has a cell phone or some type of something in their pocket. If you push me in the pool, you're going to get murdered because my phone, my iPod, my freaking wallet, like, you don't push me in the pool.
No, I agree with
very
you.
passionate about
Do not
that.
push me in the pool. But under the circumstances, he saw her stick the phone underneath the pillow.
But I'm saying you can still have other electronic devices.
Yes, because she can barely afford to eat, so she's got an iPad in her back pocket. No, that's not even the case. It's just it's very lax in that situation.
Okay, but first, okay.
Did you like how though Eddie was trying?
I was
to
just about to say, Eddie was like, I'm ready to be
Don't push me, don't you dare. And he's like, dang it.
do it.
Because she's like, no.
Eddie's trying to get laid. By
All
any
the
means,
time.
By any means necessary.
Well, I mean, but Beth got laid twice.
Yeah, twice.
She
just
got walked in on
twice.
by Raquel.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward. Which, yeah, we can go ahead and go into Raquel. Raquel was pretty, she was pretty interesting this episode because, I felt like she left the halfway house. And it was funny. The first scene we saw was when she was leaving trying to leave her apartment. And this fan comes up to her and says, weren't you on, what was the show?
Oh my God, we were
Wasteland,
Teenage
Teenage
Wasteland.
Teenage Wasteland. And it was so funny because she goes to autograph and it's obviously the paper saying you're being sued.
But it was an old, like her. It was like an older, like she was older.
So it was believable.
Like, yeah.
But what
I
was,
recognize that walk anywhere.
but what was so funny was, of course, Raquel did the thing where she wants to ignore as much as she wants to be recognized. She's like, no, that was not me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kept buttering her. She kept buttering her up.
She
and
loves her
then
ego to be stroked.
She loves her ego to be stroked. And then finally, she kind of, okay, sure, I'll sign it. And then
She got served. That was a
didn't
pretty genius process server, though. Give
Yeah.
her that.
They're all actors in LA.
Yeah, everybody.
But then after that, we saw she filed for bankruptcy.
Yes.
Yes.
And then she ends up in a bar.
Well, it's interesting that when she was filing for bankruptcy and the bankruptcy lady, I don't know if she was necessarily a lawyer or a paralegal or an assistant of some sort, she was like, you sign here, you sign here, you sign here. And Raquel's like, well, that was easy. And she says to her, she's like, you know what? Nobody ever says that this is easy.
Right.
Do you understand what's actually happening here?
But I can, to a certain degree, I can understand why this is easy for Raquel to sign those papers and to say that it's easy when you're being sued for so much money. It's like, we already know that Cactabear is going to sue her for $120,000, and she was going on to the rehab show for $150,000. So she could have pocketed had she just kind of kept it together. But, she's also fighting her inner demon as far as not being seen out in the public for who she really is. She wants to change her image out there and not be known as a biatch.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what she really is. That's her problem. Her biggest problem is that she has an ego that's too big for her own good. She doesn't know how to just suck it up and take responsibility for what she does. And that's evident. After all of that happens, she's on the phone with her agent and she's, not hearing ignoring the fact that she's the one that's made this situation. She got a DUI. Nobody's fault but hers. She got fired from the set. She's the one that walked off the show because of something she started in the first place. She's not taking responsibility for herself, and that's what she needs to learn.
She needs to own up to her inner bitch.
I was just about to say that because the thing is, it all boils down to she is a bitch. She can play a bitch very well. She just accepts it. She'll get money from those roles. All she had to do was continue to be a bitch on this rehab show, and she would pocket the $30,000. That's all she had to do. Don't try to turn yourself into something you're not. Be yourself.
Get paid for who you really are.
Exactly.
You'll make more money that way.
I could see I can see a little bit the whole morality issue that she had with the rehab show and why she wanted to walk off because of what was going on. I kind of.
Yeah, but she's the one that started it in the first place. She is the one that pushed that kid so far over to the edge that he OD'd and almost died. That was of her making. She's the one that at the beginning thought it was a big joke.
But I still don't think
and
that he really OD'd.
But she's the one that said, I don't think he really has a problem. If he did, he wouldn't be on television. If he really wanted help, I guess.
Well, the boys in predictions last week said that was a whole fake.
I mean, it could have been. It could have been.
Because that producer she had it out for Raquel after Raquel's like, no, I'm running the show.
Yeah. Well, and obviously anybody that goes on a show like that, there's a sense of, you go on a show like that for a reason.
I like how she showed up at the bar and started drinking, but didn't know how she was going to pay for it.
Yeah.
She always figures something out.
Oh, okay, but girls, can I just?
Yes.
You girls get free drinks, right? When you.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
I let my inner bitch kind of shine, so not always.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I could totally see why she would order
drinks.
Because she's a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, but she ordered the drink. She was offered one free drink though.
Yeah.
But they're not going to just say, "Oh, you had 5 drinks. Oh yeah, we'll pay for your tab."
I figured. I think that she thought she knew she was going to be able to get out of it somehow, whether if she had to play the flirting role, the girl role, do you know who I am?
She probably could have paid for it and didn't want to.
Yeah.
It was funny when she
she's drunk.
Yeah, she's very drunk. And the point when she told the owner or whatever, the manager, that she couldn't pay for the drinks, and he was like, "Oh, well, I can help you there." And he walks away. At first, when she grabbed the apron or whatever, I didn't know what she was grabbing. I thought she was getting up to leave. I thought that was her purse or something. I was like, oh God, so she's going to walk out. And
I thought she was going into the other waitress's pocket to see if she had tips to pay for her drinks. I was like, no, she did not get ghetto. But then when she put on the apron, she was like, I'm going to show you. Even though I played a waitress once in a movie, I can actually do this.
And she's drunk, and she goes up, and the first thing, what do you want?
What did she call it?
What?
Not tradesies. Swappy.
So what? Yeah, something like that. What did she say? Swapsy, or something like that. And he said,
swip swap or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And he's like, no, my business doesn't work on tradesies. Sorry.
What I thought was really interesting, she was at the point where
swip swap or something.
That's what it was. Yes. Yeah. Even at that moment when she knew that she needed a job, she was willing to lower her standards for just a second to work this job because she needed money. But even when she lowered her standards, she still was who she was. She was such a bitch to those customers. Like,
which is like,
you look like the kind of guy that orders a wrap.
Yeah.
Everybody got the wrong pick.
And then when we come back from commercial, when she's come out of the kitchen here, I think you need. I mean, she was totally herself. So it's like 1 minute you want to feel sorry for her because she kind of humbles herself and she wants to, and then she just goes back to being a bitch. But it's hilarious to me.
She has it backwards. If anything, she should have this nice, kind Raquel that she was trying to play on rehab in this waitressing role and turn that bitch role into what she was.
She was drunk though.
But it still works for her. And I think that's why she continues to be the way that she is, because no matter what, somehow someone will reward that bad behavior just like he did. And no, you can't be a waitress, but you can be a bartender.
Because it's okay to be a bitchy bartender.
Right. So she still gets rewarded, or it's acceptable for her to be that kind of crappy.
But
to
also
people.
her job, she was 50-50. She was 50% good. She was 50% horrible. She was getting the food out. She was getting the food out quick.
She was 100% horrible.
I like how she told
passed
off the
out wrong
owner.
food.
But no.
She was rude to all the customers. Some people didn't get their food at all.
You look like a guy who wears a wrap.
But you remember the owner said this is the first time that we've had fast service. So I was saying that she was at least 50% good.
What if it's fast service?
Not anybody's food.
Fast service.
McDonald's?
I want my food though, my proper food.
She was just passing out whatever was up. She's picking it up and passing it out.
Yeah, let me stop defending her. I mean,
Stop
she's
it right now.
Well, I like how she went up to him. She's like, "Listen, I don't have time for this. I have appetizers waiting for me to
my,
deliver."
yeah,
my-
my appetizers are up.
and she called them apps.
Yeah, right. My apps are up. Hey, I was a waitress, and that is not okay. Like, you need to get it together.
Is this going to be like a new love interest with her and the owner?
It kind of looked like it a
It
little
looked
bit.
that way, and we're good at
Yeah.
predicting that stuff. Anyway, Nick and Sabrina.
I like them.
Ugh.
You don't like anybody.
I don't know
Bam.
why you don't like Nick and Sabrina still.
I don't like her. She
No, I like her. She brings out the best in him in a very positive way, unlike Abby, who didn't bring out anything in him.
Well, I think it's funny is like all of a sudden there's no interaction between them at all. Like they never see each other.
With Abby?
That's
with
true.
Abby and
Oh no, they saw each other at the pizza party last week.
well, yeah, but you
And
know
that
what
was
I mean.
awkward.
Like,
Hey,
there's
former
no,
cut buddy.
but there's no real like nothing. It's like all of a sudden he's got his new chick like up in the.
It's the same thing with Tariq. That's her best friend. They saw each other in episode 1 of season 1 for like 2 seconds.
They haven't seen each other
And
since.
they haven't seen each other
She
since.
doesn't know what's going on with him.
Have no clue.
That's true.
No, but with Nick and Sabrina, first of all, I have to say that I love that Nick stepped it up this episode. He manned up. First of all, he kind of did it in a vajayjay way. I was screaming at the TV last night and again a little bit tonight. Like, please don't take the blame for this whole cocaine thing. Please don't do it. Like, don't be.
I'm mad that he did.
I was like, don't be a pushover yet again, because he's very good at being a pushover. And so when he goes in there and like Paul comes out and he's like, and I guess last night when I was watching it, I thought it was a lot more than what he put on the table, but it was like this little tiny like little balloon.
No, that's still a lot.
For cocaine, it was a lot, but the
Yeah.
way that they made it seem was like it was like a, I don't know. My TV was far away from me. I wasn't wearing my glasses.
But
I was
when
like,
you're a
"That's lot
writer
of
and you're not supposed to
cocaine."
make any money, if you're a struggling writer that can't, really afford anything.
Yeah.
How do you afford this,
Either way, not
That's a
good.
significant amount of cocaine.
I think even with him being naive and him being just a knucklehead, who in their right mind would stick up and say that they was using a coke?
Never.
It's
Who would,
Nick.
Who
Okay.
would do that? That's just
Never.
that was not
Nick.
believable because you absolutely had to know that you'd be fired.
The thing that bothered me was,
Well, it's entertainment though, so
Right.
sometimes you're not.
but the thing that bothered me, his boss said, oh no, you're not going to get arrested for this. It's just a little bit of cocaine, and that's all Nick was worried about instead of his job. But how did you think, like, when you see how livid Paul F. Tompkins was when he came in the room, there's no way he was just gonna be like, okay, don't do that again. You get rid of that cocaine, son.
Well, especially the fact that it was in his boss's contract that he's supposed to be in rehab and clean.
Married with a
Obviously- Mo, my favorite line: "You were somebody's father." That's messed up.
I was gonna say too, like, it's not like okay, so you know how the boss basically said, whoever's doing that, he did a whole speech where he was pretending like somebody else was doing the coke. But if Nick would have gone to Paul F. Tompkins and said, hey, no, actually it's him that's doing the coke, because of his past use, obviously he's gonna believe him.
And then even when Nick said that it was him, he totally didn't believe him.
No,
Right.
he didn't. He's like,
And
we're
so-
not talking
yeah.
about sugar and powder and
Are you
frosting.
sure you put it in your body? Are you using it correctly?
And so to even fire him, that was just like he knew that he didn't do it. But
Well,
yet he
right,
fired-
but I would have fired him too for just being a liar. Because that's what he said. Because as soon as Nick walks in there, he said, I'm not opposed to rats, or I don't, whatever. He's like, I like rats, so please tell me. And then he goes and covers for someone else. Obviously, that's not somebody that you can trust. Why do you want someone like that on your team?
Yeah.
But then, like, right after, when he told him that, he said, well, Nick, I want to thank you for telling me the truth. And they're like, okay, great. And then he got fired, which is like, he should have just told from the beginning, told him that his boss was using it and everything, but they're just stupid in the show. He's still naive. But like we said, he did have some big mighty balls for going back in there and telling him off and then punching him.
You look like a Muppet without hair. A hairless Muppet. I was like, that is it, Nick. You are finally stepping up as you should.
Yes.
And then also said the only reason that you're hired is because you were friends back when you were a
when
good
you used
writer.
to be funny.
Yeah.
And the thing that set Nick off is when he talked about his girl Sabrina, though. He had to defend this girl because he said the only reason you or Sabrina wasn't hired is because I realized I wasn't going to be able to sleep with her. And then Nick kind of just said, oh, no, that's my boo.
Because, he's got, what is his name? Boss guy or whatever?
I don't know. I've been avoiding it the whole time.
Middleman. You know Paul's full name, which I think is hilarious considering we never know anyone's name really on this show.
I thought that was funny too. I just didn't say anything.
It's the Paul F. Tompkins show.
I was like, how does he know the whole freaking name? And we don't even know like the guy's name who he's been doing supposed blow with and getting horse for.
But then Paul F. Tompkins, that's his real name. He's like a real person instead of this fictional character. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a real comedian.
Well, I like how Nick stepped it up and, he went off on him and just kind of laid him out.
Do you think that when Sabrina asked, well, why did you hit him? And he said, don't worry about it. He basically didn't tell her the truth. Do you think that he should have told her why? Or
I think he did. I think that he was just not trying to get into the details of it.
Well, I don't think it was necessary.
She knew about the cocaine part.
Right, but I think, are you referencing like him saying the only reason you didn't get it is because you weren't going to sleep with him?
Or I think, didn't he say because I didn't bone her, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along those lines.
Okay, well, I feel like it would have been very damaging to Sabrina because she has this big ego.
Oh.
Because even when he said I got fired, if you notice, Sabrina was like, well, something to the effect of you almost deserved the job as much as I did, or something like that. Because she's still in this mindset.
She said you are funny. You deserve that job almost as much as I did.
Right. Yeah. So she still has this mindset where she's still above him.
Well, I also think it's because of the fact that I'm so sorry, Sweet Pea. I think it's because of the fact that she, when she freaked out before losing the job, she's like, it's hard as a woman to get a job doing this. And here, she got as high as she got, and then Nick comes and trumps her out with her own material.
Well, and I think that's one of the reasons why he didn't tell her because of that, because she's been believing that she gets it on her own merit, which she actually is funny. But when somebody says something like that, it's hard to tell. Did she make it that far because she's funny or because he wanted to sleep with her? And that's what she means by it's hard to have a job like that, because those are the things that women in a lot of different industries face, whether it be entertainment or business or whatever.
And I just think as a man, he wanted to protect her, and that was not any information that she needed to know.
Right. No, but that's better that he didn't say anything.
Sweet little naive thing.
Whatever. He's manning up little by little. It's like he's like inching
and it's because
along.
of her. It's because of her.
But I'm happy. I'm happy that together. But this show is it can be a lot to handle sometimes, so much drama. But
well, they're both unemployed now, so they should be happy, right? She's not gonna do any more sabotage. They'll be
no, they need money
now
though.
They need jobs, and they're going for the same one. That's never nice.
Unemployment.
Well, hopefully they like comedy, and let's face it, we all love a good comedy, and it's human nature. So Fox Premiere Tuesday is stacked with them. First, Zooey Deschanel is back on the season premiere of New Girl.
Love that show.
And boom, just like that, she's laid off and looking for work. And then family is a funny thing. From the producers of New Girl, we have a brand new series critics are calling one of the year's best new comedies. It's called Ben and Kate. Ben, the season premiere of New Girl, keeps on rolling with another all-new episode. I know, right? And then Mindy Kaling has a brand new office. It's a series premiere of the new comedy, The Mindy Project. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a night of laughs, Fox Premiere Tuesdays got you covered beginning September 25th at 8 p.m. And guys, I just want to let you know, first of all, New Girl is one of my favorite shows. Because Zooey, we all watch the show, right? Zooey Deschanel is hilarious, and her quirkiness, and I don't know her. She's just a unique character in real life and on the show.
I think it got, like, at the beginning, I thought it might have been like a little bit overkill.
Agreed.
Like she was a little too quirky at first, and then they kind of leveled it out, and then it definitely got better. I loved Dermot Mulroney being on that show.
Yeah.
Loved that whole storyline, and I kind of have a crush on Jake Johnson.
I'm so excited it's coming back though. Like, even though obviously we're LA Complex fans and CW fans, but Fox has some great comedies. And if you haven't checked out Ben and Kate and the Mindy Project, they're both on Hulu right now. You can see the pilot before it premieres on September 25th. And personally, Mindy Project, I was in tears laughing because Mindy Kaling is from The Office.
She's hilarious.
And she is just hilarious.
I met her last night.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I follow her on Twitter, and she cracks me up. Like,
she's
I think she's
absolutely hilarious, and she definitely brings the funny in this comedy. So make sure you guys check out these new comedies on September 25th at 8 p.m. Now back to the drama.
Aldrich.
See, I had to set the tone, do a lighthearted, and then bring back to the nitty gritty because this is like the most intense storyline, obviously. And
well, I like that we got to hear Abby sing. That's one.
I love her voice. Her voice is amazing.
She does have a great voice.
She does.
So that was
his approach, though, is, as she says, you have a way of delivering good news.
Like, you need to learn how to do it better.
Well, but wasn't it because he was actually going to tell her what he really came there for at first? He didn't initially come there to ask her to sing.
No, he totally changed it on the fly while he was standing there. He changed his direction of what that conversation was going.
And that's because of his communication skills, which he kind of lacks, and there's things that he's uncomfortable talking about.
I think he thought that she knew.
I think that I think part of him wanted to make sure after their prior interaction, which wasn't the greatest, it was like, you know what, let me make her comfortable, make her feel safe, and then be like, can I confide in you? Because you know Tariq, you know me, you obviously know kind of what's going on, and I'm not going to just throw out there, by the way, I beat the living out of him.
Right. But, I mean, he obviously went after her because he wants to find Tariq and needs her help, but I really think he thought that she knew. And he was a little bit shocked that she didn't. So that's why he was kind of stumbling over himself in their first interaction and trying to be nice. And he still can't be that nice because that's just not how he is.
But she knew that he went back home.
Right, but he didn't know. She didn't know nothing about. She thinks that he's still producing music. She doesn't know that he quit his job. She doesn't know that they broke. Like, she doesn't know anything.
She thinks that he went home to be with his family because something happened with his family.
Right.
Not that anything happened to him.
And I think that's why Cal looked so shocked when he was saying, when was the last time you talked to me? She's like, oh, when he went home. And so it's like, oh, so she doesn't know anything, so I really can't say anything now.
Right.
So why don't you come back to the studio with me and let's drop a track?
But again, I agree with both of you. And then there also was like a peace offering because of what he, did to her last time.
So he was just buttering her up before he delivered like the heartbreaking news.
But then I think
I think it was hard for him to
deliver it in the first place. So once he realized that Abby didn't know, like, how do you say, oh, hey, by the way, can I talk to you for a second? And then, I kind of beat the crap out of it. So it was a process. And
honestly, he had to butter up a little.
Yeah, and once he knew that,
but not only that, though, I think he had to get comfortable with himself too. Like, how do you tell somebody that? I don't think it was so much that he was worried about buttering her up more than he was trying to figure. I mean, how do you seriously tell someone that you did something like that to someone that you're supposed to love, that you're supposed to care about?
And not only
how
that,
do you say that?
Somebody that he's supposed to love and care about, but also you're telling this to his best friend. Tariq's best friend. So she loves and cares about him too.
Best friends.
Huh?
No, they ain't best friends.
Ain't best friends. Hey, I'm sorry, but the definition of best friends when you're in LA is I see you once every 2-3 months, and it's like I just saw you yesterday.
Oh my God! How have you been?
We get busy. Life takes over.
Well, we know Abby's not busy. Like
she's busy trying to
have orgies,
get naked.
But I really do with Cal, I really do appreciate the way he approached it though, because even though he was uncomfortable, honestly, now if you think about it, telling Abby in that setting, it wasn't the right time or place. Not saying the studio is necessarily the best place either, but so we'll talk about this right quick. When they were doing the track, obviously there was tension between Dynasty and Cal.
Yes.
Because Cal comes in the studio after all this time and he's trying to act like everything's fine. He wants to produce this track, and then Dynasty's like, oh, now you're trying to rush and act like you're into this, and obviously you weren't. So there's tension there, and Abby saw the tension.
And then he's like, what the hell is she doing here?
Right. So Abby sees the tension, especially when Tariq's name is mentioned, and obviously Dynasty has his feelings about the whole Tariq and Cal situation. He kind of gives Cal a look, and then we hear a little bit of their conversation before they turn the mic off. And then eventually Cal and Dynasty get into beef, and Dynasty leaves, and Cal sends the whole team home. And that's when Abby and Cal are alone, though.
Cal didn't send the whole team home.
They left.
They left with Dynasty.
Yeah. They left.
Oh, they did leave.
Remember,
right.
they got mad and left,
Yeah.
and he just tried to play it off, and it's like, it's cool. I just sent them home. We're good.
He's tricking me with his lies.
But even with that, once he lied and said that they sent him home, if I was Abby, I'd have grabbed my purse and I would have got the hell out
But
of it.
Abby needs a job. She has no money.
But
so
And she's naive.
she is too. They all are. But that's when they had that's when they were vibing, because remember, it cuts to a bunch of parts. So
Yeah.
they were going through that song. She was laying down some parts of the track, and it was a little bit more friendly. Like they were actually, having some good banter there.
But as a woman
So-
who, as a girl or woman who was almost assaulted by this man, do you think that there should have been a little tension?
Well, yeah, but we
There
obviously
was.
know she's not the most, and she needs work. Sometimes when you need work, you take chances that you wouldn't normally take, especially in the industry that, that.
Well, didn't he apologize
He
to
did.
her?
He apologized, but he's still so freaking scary. But can we talk
And
about the beginning? I was just gonna say, oh my gosh, he's
sorry.
beating up that bag and oh my gosh,
Full
with
of-
the baby oil.
Yes.
Love it.
Yummy. Andre. Yum.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So when he,
I mean, if y'all want me to take
If
my
it was-
shirt off and put some baby
if
oil,
it
I can
was-
beat it back too.
Wait a second. If it was Cassie half naked with baby
Come
oil,
on.
you'd be happy too.
That's great. I'm just saying, it ain't all that.
I'm saying he was
I got
looking
muscles
good.
here.
Like that was hot.
Show me the gun.
Oh, wait a minute. When I last week, wait. When I last week said that I want to be on LA Complex and I think that I should be Tariq's older brother and kick Cal's ass, the first thing that you said was, he's buffer than you. When I said, I got muscles, and look what you do
I'm just saying.
The following week, okay, we just seen your pictures on Instagram. We just seen you with your shirt off. Now all of a sudden,
Do not go to my Instagram, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm going right now and reposting.
But I'm just saying.
now you got muscles all of a sudden.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, when Andre comes back here to hang with us, because I know that he will, we'll just have a contest and see. All of y'all will oil you up and sit with no
Leave
shirts
me
on.
out the
Take
contest.
the shirts
Take
off.
them off.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'll oil up and I'll stay in the bathroom, put my shirt back on, and come back out here.
You will only see these muscles if I get on the LA Complex.
Guess we'll never see him
Okay,
then.
sorry,
Okay, okay.
but we just had to go through the,
But
Yum.
take pride. He works out hard for that body.
he does,
It's
and
awesome.
if you want to be my personal trainer, actually, I'll ask him when he gets in here. I need a personal trainer just to help me get my body back. But anyway, so the final scene, we're joking here, but the final scene was very powerful when he finally did tell
Yes.
Abby what happened when he took her into the private booth, and it's just funny how, even though we didn't get to hear exactly what they were saying, it was just such a passionate moment.
You could see,
You could see it.
in their interaction, him explaining what he did and her reaction. She stops, she holds her mouth, like she's in disbelief. And I mean, I cried last night.
My
she
question,
slaps him. She hits him.
Well, no, just her finding out that he did the
Yeah.
physical movements, that he hit him, that he hit him, that he hit him, that he hurt him, and she didn't know that. And I mean, obviously, for being Tariq's best friend, she's just so clueless. I'd be like, why? What's going on? But to see that interaction, it was just so heartbreaking, and I was in tears. I was in absolute tears last night.
my question is quickly. So I was talking to AJ right before the show. So she knew that he was gay, right? Or it was implied. She knows a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, she knows that Tariq's gay.
She knows Tariq's gay, but does she know that Cal's gay?
Well, she knows their relationship now because Tariq told her. Didn't he tell her after Cal scared the crap out of her?
It wasn't
Remember?
really-
We didn't re-
They had
It
that
was-
conversation
They
on the
did have a
stairs.
conversation.
They did. I think that they did. I think we're just supposed to.
I think it was
implied.
It was implied.
like
Yeah.
like Raquel's miscarriage
Yeah,
and many other
exactly.
things on the show. Okay.
Yeah,
it
so
was
she
implied.
knows.
Theirs was more obvious.
Yeah, because she knows, and that's why he came to her, and that's what he was so afraid of.
So what I was saying, so in this booth when he was talking to her, do you think he said, obviously you know that Tariq and I have been hooking up? Something to preface it before he went into did he just go straight into?
He probably just went straight
I love
into
Tariq
it.
and
yeah.
Yeah, I think he went into, I did something awful. I really love Tariq, and we had a situation, what happened, and I feel really bad about what I did. But I don't think he needed to go in details about, well, I'm gay and
No, I think
No.
she already. Yeah, she
I was
already
messing with
knew.
this lawyer, and that didn't work out. Then I came back. There's you at a restaurant. No, but but yeah, I think it was a really powerful moment, and I can't wait to get Tariq back because
Yeah,
obviously
it was. I mean, and obviously that's leading up to it,
Right.
Because he gave us a spoiler a long time ago that somebody goes off to get him. So
And I mean, I guess when we get into predictions, which will be very soon, but
Yeah.
the end of the show, the preview for next week was a plane flying.
right. So
we saw that.
somebody's going somewhere, and hopefully they're going to pick him up from where from Montreal.
hopefully does he?
Can I just get on the best friend thing really quick?
Sure. Do it.
Could she have at least call the boy to find out, hey, is everything...
we already know how selfish she is.
I know, but I just had to bring it up.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Well, I was gonna say, how long has Tariq been gone? Do we know now?
9 weeks.
Okay. So
9.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
in LA Complex time, that's 3 months, 6 months.
so Tariq's been gone for a while, and my thing is, my best friend said, I can't tell you what happened, blah blah blah, whatever the situation is. I would give it a week and a half or so, let them settle it down. But I would definitely call them. So yeah, she's a horrible best friend. She's horrible in relationships. Oh wait. Speaking of Abby, we can't leave out her new relationship with this random dude that she meets on the beach. I miss you.
They went out once.
And she says we're dating.
One time.
I miss you,
guys. I don't do relationships.
Did she get naked already?
Oh wait. Emile, give your relationship advice.
I was just saying, I don't do relationships, but I don't understand how, after you meet this guy on the beach, and you have one dinner date, and all of a sudden you're dating and you miss him. Did you even get any? Did they have sex?
They kissed. And he said, I'm coming back for you, Vargas.
Wait. You've never had a good date with good chemistry where you do think about that person?
Yeah, but not to the point where I would be like, I'm dating you after one date.
Well, the dating thing.
This is Abby we're talking about.
Yeah, this is Abby we're talking about. Okay, the whole we're dating, that was just chicken head status. But you've never dated a girl or went out on a date with a girl at least once, and she had such a good impression on you that you do think about her?
Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, I miss you.
That's because you're a guy and she's a girl and she's stupid.
Yeah.
And so
I think a girl,
she naturally would
say, the main thing in that
sentence,
though, was that she's stupid. So that's the main thing. But I just couldn't leave that. But I do have a little bit of news.
Ooh.
I mean, it's public news. I just want to remind people. So I was about to do it again like I did last week. AfterBuzz TV news. Just so you guys remember, in case you didn't see it last night, next week, on Monday, it's going to be 2 episodes that will be airing starting at 8 o'clock. So there will be a new episode at 8 and a new episode at 9. And it's going to be the same thing the following week, which I believe those are going to be the 2 final episodes. And then LA Complex will be over.
And we'll be here on Tuesday, though.
Yeah, we'll be here on Tuesday still. So next Monday, 8 o'clock new episode, 9 o'clock new episode. If you miss it, you can always watch it online on Tuesday. And then later on that night on Tuesday, you can watch us here at AfterBuzz.
And so we'll recap both episodes.
We will. And hopefully we'll have a special guest in here fairly soon. So stay tuned.
I think we will. I won't say any names, but I think we will have someone.
Baby oil.
Oh, you're so stupid. Guys, I'm already here.
Baby oil. Just saying.
But let's go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay. So, like I said, I do predict that this whole Charlotte thing is a fake, and it's gonna come out that she's not really sister. I can't figure out how she blotched the DNA test to make it match with his, but I don't believe that that's his real sister. And she's gonna take him for everything he's worth and get him hooked on Scientology and expose his dirty secrets. Sorry, I got too much in detail.
No, you just never know with this storyline. I'm liking the whole he has a sister thing, so I want to have faith that she's not going to be totally crazy. The only creepy thing about her is her religious choice, and how she's going to try to brainwash him. And he's so easily
manipulated.
Yes, he's very easily manipulated and influenced. And any little sign of I can attach myself to something like this, especially it being family, I'm a little concerned for him. And the fact that she's a cutter, he's a burner. They could wind up hurting each other.
I was going to say, just a quick side note. Today, my mom came into town with her friend, and she's like, there's actually Scientology ads out here. I was like, yeah, Mom, it's just like any other religion.
Just bigger in LA.
Seriously. Okay, so Cal and Abby, obviously, we think Cal's going to go get Tariq. Had a brain moment there. Tariq with Abby.
Yeah, I think both of them will fly down and go get him. But also,
and how is she going to afford?
No, I don't think Abby.
Cal will take care of it.
I don't think Abby's going to help him out. I think she's going to help him, but I don't think
she's going to fly.
She's going to be with him. She's not.
Well, there's going to be 2 people. That's what we were. That was the spoiler that we were given. That there was going to be 2 people that go. So I wonder who the 2 people are.
I wonder if he wins her over.
Big Sleep. Where is Big Sleep?
His dad.
Oh, that would be cool.
I don't know.
Dad holds his hand, or the chick that he was trying to bang.
I don't know.
But Ben Watson.
I support you, Cal.
I think Ben Watson tweeted or had something on Instagram about how he was coming back on the 27th. Did you guys see
No,
that?
he just said. Well, he implied that he didn't say it.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Hopefully he's back next week.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that Raquel, because we got a little bit of something with Raquel and Connor, so I think maybe they'll like rekindle something, and then she'll get in a fight with his sister about that whole Scientology stuff, and it'll be a big like triangle drama that way.
She can
because
expose
she's
the
gonna tell
sister.
him, you're ridiculous. Remember, I told you. You know what I mean? I think that's gonna be some drama.
That's a good one. Simon and Beth.
Move back to Canada.
Beth needs to quit getting naked, or she's gonna get pregnant.
I think her dad's gonna show up.
Oh, that would be cool.
that would
Did
be
you guys
good.
did you guys see the Team Abby shirts?
No, I didn't get a chance to see them.
Oh, and now there's a Team Raquel. That's the new one.
Oh, I'll get a Team Raquel shirt.
Yeah, Team Raquel
Go
shirt.
Team
so
Raquel!
So make sure
Wait,
you guys go onto Twitter and see we're tweeting it, and you can find out where
How
to
do
get
we
yours.
want to see Raquel? Do we want to see her as the bitchy waitress in Cactivear outfit?
Can we get her with like a smile and a halo over her head?
Yes, that's
And then
the way
like
I want
bitch
to
at
see
the
her.
bottom.
With her hands in a prayer.
And then finally, what about Nick and Sabrina? They just need to get jobs now, right?
Yeah, they just need
Well,
jobs.
I think they're gonna live happily ever
I was
after.
gonna say the good thing
too.
is now that Nick just got fired, he has a lot of great material that he can work with.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get a gig from that.
I think we'll see their relationship bloom. They don't
Yeah.
have jobs. So
We'll see what happens.
Well, guys, we are about to be out of here, but like I said earlier, make sure you tune into Fox starting September 25th at 8 p.m. for 2 new episodes of The New Girl, Ben and Kate, and The Mindy Project. Where can we find you guys?
Miriam L. Gonzalez on Twitter.
Bamm Ericsen on Twitter.
And Kellie O79 on Twitter.
I was like, where's the rest? And at Emilio E. Jr. and ChasingLA.com. And we are out of here. My eyes twitching.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.